You're not losing cases at the click. You're losing them at the call. If you've been doing PI or any type of law for 15 or 20 years, you probably already know that marketing isn't your only real problem. The leads show up, they're just not converting. Today, let's talk about why. Quick context, my name is Hugo E. Gomez. I'm the founder of Abogados now. We've been around for 8+ years, worked with over 500 law firms nationwide, and helped generate over $250 million in settlement fees. We're also a Google Premier partner, and that puts us at the top 3% of agencies in the world. So we see this every single day, firms spending 6 or 7 figures a month on marketing and quietly bleeding 30 to 40% of cases that come in at intake, not at the click. Point number one, intake is sales. Treat it like sales. This is a reframe that most PI firms never make, and it's the one that changes everything. You're staffing a revenue function with the cheapest people you can find. Then you're measuring them on call volume instead of conversion. That's not intake. That's a call center. Hire closers, train them, pay for performance. The best firms in the country treat intake reps, frankly, like sales reps, because that's what they are. Here's what sales first intake looks like. You hire closers, not receptionists. You have performance pay tied to signed cases. You have daily coaching on objection handling. And you have call recordings reviewed weekly. In fact, you can do this over AI in real time. The firms that do this convert at 30 to 45% of all calls. The firms that don't, they convert at under 10%. Point number two, 5 minutes or you lose the case. Speed to lead is a metric and the single biggest variable in your entire intake equation. The average law firm responds to a web lead within 42 hours. That's criminal. By the time you call them back, your prospect has already talked to 3 to 5 of the firms and already signed with one of them. Here's a fix though. If you call them in under 5 minutes, that's 21 times more likely to convert. That's not a typo. That's the data. Here's the speed to lead cliff. 78% of clients hire, frankly, whoever responds first, not who's the best attorney. 42% of PI prospects call multiple firms. Speed isn't a nice to have, it's the whole game. Point number three, kill the IVR. The IVR, in short, is a phone menu. Answer your phone with a human. This one is so simple, it's almost insulting. And yet most firms still have a 5-option menu standing between them and a signed case. Every phone menu is a 20-second test that your prospect is failing. They're injured, they're anxious, they want a human voice, and you're making them press 1 for English? Have a live human pick up the phone. Every ring, every time, no delay. That's a standard. Anything else is killing your marketing. Injured callers are anxious. They want a human. Each menu layer drops your contact rate by roughly 10%. Voicemail produces a 74% drop off. Live pickup signals competence and care in the first 3 seconds. We did this with one of our clients and watched it transform their entire firm. More on that in a minute. Point number 4. After hours is where cases die. Do the math on this and it'll keep you up at night. Most accidents happen on nights and weekends. Most intake teams work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Do you see the disconnect? The leads you're paying the most for are landing when nobody's home to answer the phone. Here's the fix. Answer your calls 24/7. Otherwise, you're funding your competitors. There's no in between. Here's the after hours math. Most PI calls come outside business hours. Intake teams calling back on Monday morning are going to simply find cold leads. After hours leads are pretty much signed by 9 a.m. the next day. 24/7 coverage pays for itself in week 1, every single time we've measured it. Point number 5, your script is a greeting, not a script. Most firms don't have an intake script. It's wild to me. They have a checklist with how can I help you today on top. How can I help you today is not an intake script. It's a greeting. And it tells your prospect that this is just going to be like the last 3 firms they called. Real scripts qualify, build trust, ask questions, and create urgency in 60 seconds. They're written, they're tested, they're rehearsed. A real intake script is the following. They qualify the case in the first 90 seconds. They handle the top 5 objections cold. It builds trust before asking for an appointment, and it creates urgency to come in today, not next week. If your team is winging it and just improvising, your conversion rate is telling on you. Point number 6, If you can't measure it, you can't fix it. This is the one that separates the firms that grow from the firms that stall. Most PI firms have no idea what their actual conversion rate is. They have a ballpark feeling, a vibe, but they don't have a number. And what gets measured gets managed. What doesn't, doesn't. Lead to contact, contact to consult, consult to sign, 3 numbers. Track them weekly. That's the whole dashboard. And if you can't, you have to have an intake manager that can, and you want them obsessed over these metrics. Here are the 4 numbers every PI firm needs to recap. Average speed to lead in minutes, lead to contact rate per channel, contact to consult conversion percentage, and then consult to sign conversion percentages. If you can't pull these in under 60 seconds right now, that's where the work starts. Quick story, Berkovich Law, they're based in California, PI firm. We took them from $20,000 a month in revenue to $150,000 a month from their marketing. Same marketing budget. We didn't add a single dollar in spend. What we did was fix their answer rate and rip out their IVR. That's it. That's the entire story. The leads were always there. They were just dying at the phone. At Abogados now, we don't just run marketing or help with intake. We help with the whole funnel. We help measure it. We help report on it. We tell you the truth about it. And we partner with you to fix it. Because the reality is that the best ad campaigns in the world, well, they can't outrun a broken intake. We've seen it too many times to pretend otherwise. If you want to see what your intake is actually doing, let's look at the numbers together, objectively. Our link is in the description. Let's talk.